Joe has a past.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock, it's time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. And guess what? Carol Ann is live in the studio this New Year's Day, the first day of 2019. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Did you stay up till midnight?
I almost made it. I fell asleep at like 11:30.
Oh, no.
It's like, yeah, and I woke up like 12:15. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, man. Just
missed it. Just missed it.
I didn't make it either.
Yeah.
But I was
but yeah, you
I was like 9 in bed or something like that.
Yeah, you have to be here early. So
did you have any rituals and traditions that you participated in?
I got my Hoppin' John was made last night so that it will be
your Hoppin' John?
Hoppin' John, peas and rice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I do mine with field peas, not black-eyed peas.
Okay.
It tastes better.
The cornbread's
Is it
something you really like, or is it just a superstition?
Actually, no, it's good, yeah. Because it's got bacon in it, you know. Everything's good with bacon.
So, we got another year. We always say it's going to be a good year, but you really don't know.
No, you don't. No, because you never know what.
365 days.
Yeah, it's as I usually put it. It's a new. You can either call it a new chapter on your life, a new book in your life. Each day is a new page. Make the best of your story.
Yeah. So before we went on the air, speaking of the gardening things, we were talking about how Robin's and Robin's mom's Christmas cactus both are amazing looking.
Yeah.
This is a good time of year for that.
Well, the Christmas cactus, hence the name, is triggered by the day length. That's why when we have them throughout the rest of the year, it's just a green plant. But that in fall, that September, October, when the days start getting shorter, that plant needs to be located where those days get shorter, not sitting in the same room that you sit every evening reading and watching television, because they won't set their bud.
Okay.
And so that's why if it's mild enough and that you could actually leave it outside where there's no porch lights and things, and it gets its proper short days, long nights, those buds set, and then they're spectacular. But sometime between Christmas and the first part of the new year. And I should have taken a picture of mine. Mine's doing pretty well.
Yours is doing really well too.
Mine's doing pretty
I just did a quick look at the long range forecast. There are no really drastic temperatures, hot or cold, in the next week or two.
No, there's not. And I guess we do have a little bit of a cooler front, or maybe a little more seasonal here. For the end of the week, we got some rain coming.
45 is what it says for overnight, but that's nothing compared to...
And that's, I think, more seasonal. The 82-degree highs that we've been having has been a little bit warm.
A little bit warm,
so, for the time of year.
All right, you have a phone call?
Okay, fantastic.
Good morning, you're on there with Carol Ann.
Yes, Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year to you, yes.
Say, if a person is interested in poinsettia to buy to maybe plant in their backyard, a Walmart has got for $1, and there's hundreds of them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Left over, and for $1 you can buy. For a couple of bucks you could buy a lot of poinsettia if you want.
Right. Yeah, if you're looking to put some, either in containers or in the ground, sure, that's the way to do.
I was going to say, I spent New Year's by myself with my dogs last night. One dog, of course, with the fireworks, was just about in my lap all night.
Right.
But my wife went to a kind of an interesting thing, friends of them, and they invited family, friends, relatives, neighbors, whoever, and they have a big bonfire, and everybody brings their real Christmas tree, and they have a big bonfire.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a neat way of getting rid of your Christmas tree, you know.
Oh, sure. But I always had heard, did we just fall off?
Did you just lose him?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Uh-oh.
I think I heard him say he's here, but I'm not hearing him. There we go. Maybe that's better.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
there we go.
okay.
That, the good luck, for better luck, that you don't take your tree down till after the 3rd or the 6th, something like that. But I'm not sure.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. That's what I had always heard. Was that it was for good luck you left your tree up through the first of the year till I want to say it's the 6th, but I forget now.
Robin does,
yeah.
Robin keeps up to the 6th.
My when my wife came home, she was kind of in a giggly mood, and
Sure.
I said, "What's so funny?" She said, "Well, the bonfire last night. There's so many people this recently have gone on to the artificial tree
Right.
that they were lacking so they were bringing furniture they didn't want anymore." And she said it.
Oh, that's funny. See, now what they could have done probably was hit up some of the stores and that had leftover trees, and could have gotten them for just a couple dollars themselves to do that bonfire too.
But anyways, it was. I thought it was kind of a neat way of celebrating New Year's by burning your Christmas tree.
Sure, yeah, and that's and that's what a lot of people do. Is that after? But like I said, usually people like to have a bonfire on New Year's Eve, especially if the weather permits. And or that weekend thereafter.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was watching a little bit of New Year's in Times Square, and last year, it was almost zero weather, and this year it was 50 and raining. It was just terrible.
They were a mess.
I got a kick on the radio every time they talk about Times Square. It goes from 1 million to 1.5 million to 2 million. I don't know how many people they think was in that square, but I don't think there was over 1 million.
I have no idea how many. I don't know how many could actually, that they could safely. Be able to patrol and that on the square, but that's
Yeah, like a subject we've been talking about. Where do people go potty with that much humanity in one spot? I mean, it's got to be some kind of a situation. But I don't know. They were saying that they're wearing diapers and stuff, and David mentioned that on the TV last week.
Yes, I saw that as well. That they were wearing the adult diaper kind of thing, and it's like, okay, that's a little too much information. But it is one of those kind of things that you had to get there. But I think soon as it hits midnight, it's like, okay, people leave. We don't want you hanging around. You get out, go. And so that's kind of an odd way to the festivities suddenly stop.
I was kind of wondering how successful a person would have if he had a pamper stand there.
That's true.
Instead of selling hot dogs, sell pampers.
There you go.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyways, it's something that's not on my wish list. I've been to New York many times, and it's a great place to visit. But I would not do a New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah, that's a little too crowded.
It's almost like standing 3 hours in line at Disney for something,
Right. Just a little too crowded for it. Yeah, and especially because at home you get the best seats, you can hear the music, you can see the ball drop, and guess what? You're already in your jammies, and there's no line for the restroom.
Well, you have a great New Year's, and I'm looking forward to your program all year round. And
thank you.
I hope I'm not going to be as pressed as I was the last couple of years, because I think because of you, I'm becoming pretty well educated as far as lawn care and gardening.
Well, I'm glad you have, and hey, it's not pester. It's without my listeners, I don't have a show. So bring your questions forward. I love it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to a good year of gardening and lawn care, and thank you very much in the past, and I'm looking forward to a great year in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
That's a nice thing to say. Okay, I want to mention the phone number is 622-9622. You can call Carol Ann. She's here on January 1st, just so you know this is not a recording.
Right.
I wanted to ask
This is
you
live, not
a
memorized.
question, because he said that he learns from you. And I have a question for you regarding that. This morning, there was an announcement, and I didn't use it in my news but because there was other Disney stuff. I usually like to limit the Disney stories to one a day.
Right,
because it's
just
really...
because
It's like an advertisement.
Exactly.
But anyway,
exactly.
So they were announcing all the gardening events that they have coming up in Epcot.
Right,
There's like 6 of them this year.
Right.
So have you ever had like a big event like that, and a lot of local people maybe went to it, and now they come back with more questions and answers? And
oh, sure. Well, people, I mean, and you see it a lot of times if you're on any of the gardening blog pages or the Facebook pages and things like that, that I've gone to this, and they take pictures and they come back, go, what is it? Can I grow it here? Can I grow it?
Yeah.
And because, I part of one in Central Florida Gardening Friends, but then I'm also part of another one that's pretty much worldwide. So you get some stuff where people have come from out of the country here, seen things, then they're asking the question, can I grow it here where I live in the UK or this and that? So some different things, and a lot of times even because Disney and Epcot and those are right there in the Orlando area, they can grow a little more of the tropical. Plus, they also have the benefit of having the behind the scenes. So if that plant looks bad, guess what? It's gone, and a new one is replacing it within hours. So unlike us in our own gardens where we can't do that, that they have the ability to grow some things that we can't grow just 90 miles north. So, some of those kind of things, successfully kind of stuff. But
gosh, I was going to say, the artwork, because Rob and I do artwork.
Oh, sure.
There's a demand for Florida scenes.
Yes.
And what's interesting to me is that the better selling Florida scenes are exactly what you think they are. It's the palm trees, the beaches.
Right. Out looking off the Gulf.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not what you see at the Ocala National Forest. That's not going to sell in those circles.
No, because that's a lot of times you get people who move in. They move to Florida and they want a palm tree and they want a citrus tree.
right.
When because that's what Florida means. That's the thought, is that tropical, even though here with us in Central Florida, we have a few more of the little more temperate. We're actually subtropical, where we have the palms, we have some of those tropical plants, but we also have deciduous trees. We also grow hollies and oak trees and pine trees and things like that. So we're not a true tropical. We are that subtropical. You down in the Keys, you've got your coconut palms and your, those.
I don't see one out there. But speaking of the deciduous trees, I noticed that now here it looks like autumn.
Because all the colors,
right now we're starting to see a little
some more of those colors, and it's funny because it's warm. You would have thought that those would have happened, a few weeks back when we were colder.
Yeah, right.
But I guess it does. It takes a little while. This year, I'm wondering. We got to get a little more cold weather in order to get some of those fruit trees that need a certain amount of chilling hours to get those enough. But we have January and February to come up to, and those, everybody's going, it's 80 degrees. It's January the 1st. This is fantastic. This is why I live in Florida. Get ready. I mean, it can get nasty. We don't know. I know they're saying the El Nino's doing some stuff that we get. Yeah, so far so good. If we've got a mild winter,
it might be a mild winter.
And what was it? Christmas week, I think it was that week before Christmas. I was seeing on my Facebook memories from the few years back where I'm going. It's now 5 degrees colder than what it was when I left my house at 5 a.m.
Do you know?
And that was, and I'm going, okay, so we're having a very,
Speaking about memories, I have something I want to point out. This is about photography.
Right.
In the old days, a photograph got old and it would fade. I noticed nowadays with digital photos, when they get old, they changed the way I looked. I looked so young in some of those pictures. There's no way that was me.
Oh.
I just don't. I had a memory. It was 21 years old. I said, "That. No, come on."
Did I really look like that?
The picture changed. No, it's got to be technology.
No. We just see what we
When
see
did
in the
that
mirror on a
happen?
regular day, and yeah, when we look back and see.
When did that happen?
Yeah. Yeah, when did I look like this?
You have so many. There are so many videos on YouTube with your show. I mean,
I know.
You've got bigger than War and Peace. You've got so many of these. Just Google your name.
Oh, I know.
Some of my favorite ones are the ones we did outdoors. We should do them more often.
When we were over at the Cascades.
Yeah, we should do them more often. They were kind of fun. And then also when you planted those tomatoes, you remember?
Yes, the tomato seeds. Yeah, when we had to do them, we did those outside.
And we gave them away.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we did. Well, we did the seedless tomatoes.
Is that what it was?
Remember, yeah, I had the five or six plants of the seedless tomatoes, and I believe the only one out of the 5 seeds, I think one plant survived, and Oksana got that.
Oh, it's a name from the past.
Yes,
yeah, haven't heard her name in a while.
But I don't remember now how successful she was.
We should do that again.
Yeah. I don't know if I haven't seen the seedless tomato. Well, because now they found that there's not really a need for that. It was they developed the seedless tomato.
Oh, for the
for people with diverticulosis.
Yeah.
And well, modern medical understanding is that's not necessary. You can actually digest, enough. It's not. That's not what causes yourself a problem. It's not.
By the way, you know what one of the top 20 gifts was in the 2018 Christmas season?
No.
It was the Bob Ross Chia Pet.
Oh. and that man's been dead how long?
I know. I actually saw that.
Yes, I saw
in
it.
Walgreens.
Yeah. See, now I bought my daughter a Chia Pet, but I bought her the Groot one from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, you did say this at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, and I did find it because it was
remind me who Groot is.
He's from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, he's a bad guy.
No, good guy. But I mean, all you ever hear him say, because we can't understand his language, is "I am Groot."
Okay.
So, but everybody, those in the movie understand what he's. Yeah. He's kind of cool.
How hard would it be to make a Chia Pet? Could I make one?
Oh, yeah, you could make one. Yeah, they actually...
What do you make them out of?
You can use, like, sawdust.
Sawdust?
Inside, like, a stocking.
What?
Like a knee-high or pantyhose foot on that.
Yeah.
That's just something as a medium.
I could make it look like me?
If you can
mold it.
If you can, I mean, you would use like elastic bands and stuff that make a little nose, make ears, little paint googly eyes or something like that on them, and you just use some chia seed.
I want to make some. I want to make one of you,
or ryegrass,
Robin, Joe, me. Yeah. And we'll put it right here on the table. Grow hair.
A bunch of them. Yeah.
What kind of seed is it? Chia.
Chia seed
is chia?
It's like a grass.
Does it grow quickly?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's why those things are kind of like a ryegrass will grow real quick. The chia seed will come up and germinate rather quickly.
Oh, that's funny. I want to do that.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I'd probably do a combination maybe of like a sawdust and ground sphagnum moss.
What is that?
Sphagnum moss is something that helps retain water.
Okay.
So it would help, retain shape and things like that.
They look like they're made out of clay when you look at the chia.
Those ones are, but you can do it out of you can do it with like a stocking. And make
Carol Ann is live today if you want to call in. It is January 1st, 2019. We're celebrating the new year, and it's nice to have you here. I wasn't sure who's coming in today. I
was up. Might as well. No, because I didn't.
Do you have to work today?
No, I'm off, which is a good thing.
That is a good thing.
But we do have at the half hour, we do have some passes for the Appleton Museum. We have 2 family day passes, so 2 people can have those, and those are, I guess, valued at $25. And then we have 2 pair of single passes. So you can take if you want one of those and you and a friend want to go, we have 2 sets of those, and those are valued at $10 each of the day passes. So it makes a nice, you can either get one that you can go with the family, or you can get one where you can just go with a friend. And then we also have 2 tickets to Ocala Civic Theater, live on stage, a musical called First Date. This is running January 10th through the 20th. I think it said there's 11 performances. The only thing with this is it's just like it says, first date. It's a musical comedy about a blind date. It sounds like it's hilarious because you've got because there's background imaginary guest appearances by ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and family that are in the background. They're not on stage while these two are having a date. And I mean, it sounds hilarious.
Funny,
the only thing is that this does have very strong profanity and sexual innuendo. So it is not necessarily a family-friendly, play.
In other words, I might like it.
You might like it, but some folks who may be offended by strong profanity may be offended by that.
Does that stuff bother you?
No,
me
it
either.
doesn't. Yeah, I mean that's sometimes what makes the.
It doesn't make it. Well, sometimes maybe.
Sometimes it does. It depends. If it's
a comedian that just goes overboard with that stuff.
Then it's
it just doesn't even work.
But when it's Some of the silliness is what it sounds like. So, but no, at the bottom of the hour we can give away some of this
stuff.
Away
those?
And
okay.
Yep. And as usual, we also have Bob Wine's gift certificates for $20 off of Bob Wine's plant material only. And I think they've been having an end of the year.
Oh my gosh, they've got some really good sales.
Sale going on. I'm talking with my hands all over the place. Look out. And that's been fantastic. So you can. Pair that up with some of the sales that they've got going on, and
they brought us the poinsettias that were here,
right?
And they went in no time. We announced on the air that we wanted to get rid of them, give them away.
Yeah.
And the phone it lit up first of all.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's just really quick.
Right.
Yeah, those are popular.
Oh, sure. And like Hugh said, if you're looking for any of them for your landscape. That you want to get some, or even just for a big container. I mean, you can put them in a nice container. Yeah. Here after Christmas, they've got them at some of the big box stores and selling them for like a buck a piece. So a couple of those in a nice big pot or in a protected area in the landscape. And I've got one that's called, what's it called? Jingle Bells, I think is what the name, the variety was.
Really?
It's like a speckled-eyed. Red and white.
Naturally?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's bred like that. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to put that one in a nice pot, I think, and keep whatever smooshed my last one out of it. I'll keep it in somewhere a little more protected. No, so if you've got them, do wait. We're warm right now, so if you're cleaning up from the holidays, they can go outside for now. But if we're going to get cold, bring them back in. Or put them somewhere protected, because below 32 degrees they will freeze, and if they're just simply in a container, there's a good chance you would lose them. I would not try to put them in the ground right now. You could pot them up. You could put them in a larger pot. I'm going to wait even to put mine in a larger pot until March, only for the sake that would be coming into a growing season. All your potting mixes, unless you're mixing your own and things like that, all have fertilizer in them, so I don't want to encourage it to grow right now. I just want it to hang out and just be its own thing. So if you've got one, it can go outside. If it's going to get down below 32, bring it in or put it somewhere protected so that it survives. After about the middle of March, you can either put it in the ground or put it in a larger pot.
I have a question for you about my apple tree.
Okay. Oh, I meant to take a picture of mine, and I forgot. Mine's doing well.
See, mine has four leaves.
Full of leaves.
Yours is full of leaves.
Full of leaves.
Mine has 4 leaves. They're all at the top. 2 of them are brown. I know.
Watch you're not overwatering it.
Maybe I'm overwatering it?
You could be. Because that's a big pot you put it in.
Yeah.
And it probably only needs to be watered maybe once a week.
Do you think maybe the water... We did there is a hole in the bottom. Maybe it's not draining properly?
Or, well, I mean, we had those heavy rains, which would have been enough to keep that thing watered probably.
It's undercover.
For a while. Okay.
So
you getting enough light?
The question is it going to come back?
Hard to say.
No way of knowing.
Huh? Don't know. I mean,
but it's deciduous. How come yours didn't lose the leaves? Wouldn't that happen in nature?
It normally would. Yeah, mine it still looks just as green and lush as can be.
I'm jealous. I gotta eat another apple and grow another one.
Grow another one.
Mine's almost 2 years old though. That one. That was the first one I started.
Right.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So. I'll have to take a picture of it when I get home and post it on the Facebook page.
You're a better guardian than me.
And don't forget, folks, we do have the In the Garden Facebook page. If you're not a member, just ask to join. I'll put you on board. If you know of garden shows, things like that. I just don't want people trying to sell stuff.
No,
anything. I mean, if you've got something that's garden related that you're giving away, whatever you know about garden shows, let us know on those kind of things. Let's spread the word, get people out to your events and activities. Just,
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. If you would like any of the prizes that Carol Ann mentioned earlier, you just call right now and ask for them. If we have them, there you are. 622-9622.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump out with a message for Americans who were gearing up for New Year's celebrations.
Well, I'm at the White House working. You're out there partying tonight, but I don't blame you. Enjoy yourselves. We're going to have a great year.
While his message to Democrats on funding the government continued to focus on his border wall.
In a New Year's Eve interview with Fox News, President Trump says
we have to have border security, and the wall is a big part of border security, the biggest part.
Senate Republicans say they will not take up a bill to reopen the government that President Trump would not sign.
Fox's Jared Halpern, 3 people stabbed in what police are treating as a terror-related incident in Manchester, England. 2 civilians and a police sergeant. 1 man arrested on suspicion of attempted murder.
When the man was arrested, there are reports that he was shouting Allah Akbar. He was shouting Islamic phrases.
Sky News' Fraser Mort. This is Fox News.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's makes it easy for pros to save on the supplies they need. Save on your next kitchen or bathroom job with 40% off select American Olean tile and enhance the look of any property. Plus, you can save time by ordering what you need at lowesforpros.com and pick up your order in-store. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offer valid through February 9th, 2019, while supplies last, U.S. only.
It's been called shell shock, war neurosis, and battle fatigue. Today, we call it post-traumatic stress disorder, and it affects 1 out of every 5 warriors returning from battle in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wounded Warrior Project offers comfort and support for warriors with PTSD and all other scars of war, whether those scars are visible or hidden. Find out how to help, because for warriors, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. Please visit woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The U.S. Coast Guard is searching for 2 missing boaters who were on a vessel that capsized 45 miles off the coast of Palm Beach County Sunday evening. A 21-year-old Orange County man has turned himself in after firing shots during an argument, holding his 8-month-old baby hostage and fleeing the scene. A 26-year-old Ocala man has been arrested and accused of trying to send nude photos of a woman to her children's Facebook pages. A small plane has crashed in Orange County after a deer on the runway kept the pilot from landing. The pilot was taken to a hospital for injuries that are not life-threatening. A 41-year-old Collier County man shot at a target in his backyard and instead hit his neighbor seated at her dinner table. Disney World's Magic Kingdom reached capacity yesterday just before noon. The line for Space Mountain had a 3-hour wait time. And the Ocala Police Department has named Detective Sean Young as their 2018 Officer of the Year. Congratulations. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Partly sunny and quite warm, highs 80 to 82 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy and muggy as we get into Tuesday night with some areas of fog near the coast late. Lows 59 to 66 degrees. Could be some early morning fog on Wednesday, otherwise warm with clouds and sun. High 78 to 81. Clouds and sun continuing on Thursday, still warm, with highs 80 to 83 degrees. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Courtney Spamer.
Announcing Gemma Adams in concert. We'd like to invite you to an awesome dual concert Friday, January the 11th at Christ Church of Marion, 6768 Southwest 80th Street. RSVP is required for dinner, served at 5:15 p.m., and the concert will start promptly at 6:30 p.m. Backwater Bluegrass will open up, followed by hit recording artist Gemma Adams.
Jesus loves you. Don't matter if you're lost or found, if you're rising, if you're falling, hell-bent or heaven-bound.
Gemma Adams, singer, songwriter, and musician with 2 hit songs on 3 different charts. A large crowd is expected, so make reservations now at 352-861-6182.
Every sinner has a future. Every angel has a past.
Problems with your AC? Don't lose your cool. Call One Stop Cooling and Heating today. You know, the ones with the bear. Make One Stop Cooling and Heating your one stop for help. And with rebates and off-season pricing, fall and winter is the best time of year to purchase a new system. Contact One Stop Cooling and Heating today for 0% financing options with payments as low as $59 a month with approved credit.
So when your AC goes out, call One Stop Cooling and Heating.
OneStopThermoCool.com. Proud provider of Goodman equipment. CAC 1817167.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to Carol Ann Baldwin. The show is called In the Garden with Carol Ann, and she does this each Tuesday, and she does it as a volunteer, so she doesn't get paid for it. It's something we really appreciate, and I know many of you do as well. And today, it's a holiday, but she's here live, so if you want to call in, the number is 622-9622, and as a companion to the radio show, she has a Facebook page called In the Garden. So go to there, and that's a great place because you get to show and tell.
Right.
Show and tell.
Utilize. It's social media. It's something. If you've got a question, you got a comment. You've grown something, or you want to grow something. I try to share some things that come out of the University of Florida. Some of their things.
Good
I think
stuff,
the last one I did was growing. Turmeric, which is a within the ginger family.
Shows up in every conversation we have about healthy eating.
Yes, it
they
does.
Always mention turmeric.
And even I actually even had trying to remember which doctor it was that mentioned turmeric for inflammation and things. So it's something that even a regular MD is that this can be a regular.
It's unbelievable how many there is not one conversation we have. They might disagree about meat and eggs and cheese,
right,
and they might disagree with all the other things, but turmeric always comes up.
And it is something you can grow here. So it's just trying to find it. I may have to see.
So what is okay?
What is it? It's in the ginger family.
Okay, my question though is not, and that I didn't know, but my question was sometimes they'll say curcumin. What is the difference? Is it the same thing?
It's not really.
Is it from the same plant?
I think that actually is the same. The turmeric, curcumin. I think they're pretty much the.
What is that? I mean, I don't even know.
I'd have to actually look to see if it has.
But I would think turmeric that you can grow.
Right.
Can you buy it in the grocery store?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's a root. It
just looks nasty. You wouldn't think it was.
Looks like. Well, I mean, it looks like a root, just like
Like a carrot.
If you buy no, it's
like a beet. See, what else do I know that's a root? A potato?
No, horseradish is a root.
It looks like that, huh?
Yeah, it looks ginger.
And you can eat it. Do you eat it, or you have to prepare it somehow?
You're usually going to prepare it. You're going to grate it. You're going to put it in. They'll
taste
use
like?
it. I don't know if it's really got a. I'm not.
But
hard to say.
There's a flavor in Indian food. And if you're an Indian food person,
that's curry.
That's curry. Okay, that's not the.
That's not the same.
It's not the same thing.
No.
Okay,
right.
Because I'm not a big fan of that.
Right.
Do you like that?
That's cumin. That's the cumin. That's I think what that.
Oh, that's not curcumin.
That's not curcuma.
Two different things.
Right.
Okay.
See, because if you look up curcuma, there's actually a plant, curcuma. It's in the ginger within that ginger family, and the turmeric, some kind of thing, and then you've got your regular gingers.
How do you spell it? I'm going to look at a picture. Turmeric?
T-U-R... M-E-R-I-C. Turmeric.
Oh,
it's on the...
Okay, it popped up. Oh, and they show me pills. Oh, they show
but there's a
orange
plant.
powder. Okay.
Yeah, but there's a plant. I've got it on the...
Oh, I see. It looks like a sweet potato in this picture.
The root, but it's smaller. It's, not that
And you grind
large.
it up so it looks like...
You would grate it. Yeah, you would grate it. You can use it, a little bit in... they use it, if you find out what some of the uses are, they'll use it to color and flavor rices.
there it is. It looks looks like a big caterpillar.
It looks like a root. Looks like a
but the inside is very
orange. Right.
Okay.
So, and where your gingers are usually more.
But you don't eat this like a carrot. I mean, you actually.
No. You would prepare it with other things.
Oh.
Just don't eat tons of it because you'll turn yourself orange.
What is turmeric good for? You want to hear this? Want to hear what it
I know
says?
it's for inflammation.
Chlorella is absolutely one of my favorite. This is
This is a commercial.
Chlorella.
Wait, let's see what it says.
What is turmeric good for?
Okay, here we go.
Here's your health
10
benefits.
turmeric health benefits.
Those things usually take
Lots
forever.
of people use the turmeric herb in their
Yeah,
cooking.
this might take a while.
The main signs of turmeric are its pepper-like
Come on,
smell,
how do I get rid of
sharp
this?
taste, and
How do I read that and not listen to that?
I don't know. I mean, you could...
the ancient spice contains powerful anti-cancer properties. Well, that's good enough just that alone.
Isn't that one?
Well, there you go. I don't know.
But it's also anti-inflammatory. See, I just clicked on the link that I shared.
And you had anti-inflammatory.
Let me see if I got mine.
Here we go. Regulates blood pressure, faster wound healing, protects against Alzheimer's, lower inflammation, ease arthritis, and lose weight.
It's a tablespoon of freshly grated turmeric or 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric. You may, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I missed the first part of that. Prolific producer of these rhizomes, because I have it as I put it as a link on the page the other day.
Boy, when you put enough of them together, they look like mealworms. Look at that. Doesn't it look like mealworms?
Oh, it does look like critters. You can saute it with vegetables, sprinkle it onto mashed sweet potatoes, use it in the cooking water for rice and pasta to give them a little color, add it to sauces and baked goods. So it's, you could put it into a whole lot of different things. You can freeze it.
And you can grow this.
If you
grow
did
this.
not grow
do you grow it?
I'm going to. I think. Because it will grow here. The other gingers and stuff like that. Now, someone had, which I missed going back and looking at this one, looking at the other comments on it. But the ones you find in the curcuma flowering plant that you're finding in the stores in like June is not the same one. That again, it's that whole ginger family. So you got to get the one. If you're going to want to try to grow this for the herb, go buy a root of it in a health food store. And I say a health food store versus necessarily the grocery produce department, because in the grocery produce department, there's a good chance that it's either been waxed to help prevent it from sprouting, where in a health food store it may not be. So look for it, maybe at Earth Fair, Earth Fair, or do we still have the other one out on the boulevard? Mother Earth Market or something like that. Whole Foods maybe down in in different locations. So look for it.
Look at this one, Caroline. It's good for your dog too.
No, there's a whole lot of different stuff that it's good for.
Your dog will benefit from
it.
So while during the break, I printed up the 10-day or 2-week forecast.
Right.
Nothing is
nothing
extreme.
Drastic. Yeah, nothing drastic coming up for the next. And this was from the Weather Channel, 10-day Ocala weather. Highs. Actually, a little more seasonal. We've been fairly warm, actually, but we've been higher than the average or the seasonal highs. We're supposed to get some rain here on like Friday, maybe a little bit into Saturday, and getting back down into normal, 76, 70, 75, 74. There's a couple 66, 71. Those are the highs with the lows going into the mid 40s, so nothing drastic, more seasonal. For those of us who enjoy these 80-degree temperatures, those 66s are going to feel a bit chilly.
Yeah, right.
You're going to need a jacket in
really
the evening,
cold.
and that's and the winds aren't going to be too bad. Humidity will be up there, but again, the only real high chance of rain in the next 10 days is Friday. At 90% chance. So enjoy the weather we're having. I mean, this is why we live in Central Florida. I mean, we have to keep this place going, whether there's snowbirds or not. But we're here for the warm as well.
Yeah, right.
Or at least I am. Because I hate the cold weather.
Well, today is New Year's Day.
It is New Year's Day, and I think what we're going, they're saying up to about 80, partly cloudy. There's 0 precipitation. It's cloudy. It's looking like a nice day. The fog was pretty thick again, this morning. But I think even with that, with the temperatures moderating a little bit, some of that dense fog will be easing off in some of those mornings. But if you have to drive, say, if you've been off with your kids all for the Christmas break or whatever, the kids will be going back to school. I don't know if they go back the end of the week or not till the 7th. I'm not really sure. Anybody listening, you can tell us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because my daughter teaches down in Orlando, but I don't remember when she said.
I think they should teach gardening in school for school-age kids.
They should at least teach where food comes from, and unfortunately, so much of education anymore is teaching to a test.
Agriculture in general should be taught.
Yeah, or Master Gardeners, we used to do a program in October that we used to do with preschool children. We had a little pumpkin patch, it's what we called it. And we brought usually preschool-age children into the gardens, and we had, different things we could show them, peanuts growing, this and that. And, of course, with kids, unfortunately, they think peanuts come out of a jar.
Did you tell them the peanuts are pagan?
Yeah. We just show them that this is how they grow in the ground. Where do pumpkins come from? They come from the grocery stores. What most kids and unfortunately, even many of their parents that were as came as chaperones did not understand that peanuts are actually within the legume family, are a bean more that are a pea, not a nut.
So I have a story to tell you.
Yeah.
On Sunday, there's a show that we run, not a gardening, but a farming show.
Okay.
And the guy who hosts it is a dairy farmer.
Okay.
And he was saying that not too long ago, if you asked a child in school where does chocolate milk come from, he would say a brown cow.
Yeah.
You know what they say now?
What?
The grocery store.
Yeah.
They don't even associate it with an animal.
With an animal anymore.
It's just a grocery store.
Right. When we were kids, we always said, where does chocolate milk come from? A brown cow.
Brown cow.
How do you get a milkshake? To have a cow in an earthquake. That's...
But you know what? I think we knew we were joking.
Right. But we still knew that
what he says is they're not joking.
They're not even. They don't even realize that the cow is where the milk comes from. Yeah. And that's a shame because modern society is so much into the computer and things like that. But
you would think the age of information, you would think they would say, well, where does it come from?
Information's not.
If they're not looking up,
they're not asking.
They're not. Yeah. Right.
They're not asking.
They're not wondering where does milk come from.
Where does a hamburger comes from McDonald's? Chicken is a nugget.
Right.
What part of the chicken is the nugget? That's what are French fries? I don't even think some of them associate a French fry with a potato. And how is a potato grown?
All that stuff. Now think about. There's a story this morning that the state of California, as of today, has a new law that the only dogs, cats, and rabbits, I think it was, that can be sold have to be rescued. You can no longer raise them and sell them in California. It can no longer be a business.
Okay.
Because they, for some reason, think it's cruel to actually raise an animal.
Puppy mills is what that is.
Well,
what that's to rules. Eliminate. But it doesn't because I think even here in Marion County, that
you can't raise a dog and sell it?
You can't have a store that sells dogs and cats unless they're rescued animals. Like PetSmart's dogs and cats are from the Humane Society. You could not have a breeder set up kind of thing. than if it's in a storefront. Not necessarily that you can't do it, that you have a private business, that you breed dachshunds, for example. And twice a year you have litters that you're going to put up for sale.
Right.
There's nothing illegal about that, not in Florida, but you can't do that and have a storefront that says dachshunds, doxy dogs, all the time. Yeah.
But it just sounds like they don't want.
I think I believe it's to eliminate puppy mills.
And that's a big thing. That's a problem.
Yes.
Why is that a problem?
Because the females are kept in deplorable conditions, kept crated like 24 hours a day, and pretty much kept pregnant. They're just breeders, not not for anything more than the money they can get out of it, not for
So that's what cows and pigs and chickens are for.
But those are sold for meat. They're not sold at people are not buying a cow going, oh, what a cute little cow, I'm going to bring him home and make a pet, not knowing that its mother was kept in deplorable conditions.
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah, but normally on with dairy farms and things like that, they're not kept that same way. And that
we have a few
breeding,
here.
Yeah.
This one dairy farm. Where do I go? I'm heading toward Tampa or something. I feel like I passed one.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of dairies around here because Southeast Milk is right off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right off
44. The one with the big silver trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 480.
Is it 484?
Yeah.
484. So there's dairies around and. Shoot, when I was a kid, of course, that was up in New Jersey. We had a dairy actually near my high school that you could go and you get the best. I mean, it was the best milk because it was right from the dairy. Right there. That's when you'd get the 2-gallon, and we called it a cow. Now you buy a 2-gallon water thing you might set in the fridge and you might call it a camel, because it's big, holds water. But you used to buy one like that full of milk, or some of the best chocolate milk
right?
you could
I don't
ever
remember
buy.
that.
Yeah,
wow.
So you could get buy the best chocolate. You'd buy a half-gallon of chocolate milk and a half-gallon of white milk and actually mix them together because it was just too strong. It was the best chocolate milk and the best ice cream because it was made fresh there.
Yeah.
So. Remember the good old days. That's all we can do. But no, we look like we've got a good gardening year coming up. Good gardening time at start of the season. If you're looking to the seed racks are coming back in the stores. The holidays are over. It's springtime. Guess what? Find your seeds that you like. Go ahead and find your nice spot to start them. If you don't want to go to the expense of buying a heat mat, because most of your seeds, your tomatoes, your eggplant, your peppers and things like that need a certain soil temperature in order for them to germinate. And just sitting on a counter or sitting on a windowsill is not going to usually be warm enough. But what you can do is if you buy your little starter tray, put your starter medium in there, moisten it, all that, put your seeds in, put it on top of the fridge.
Why?
Because the refrigerator's warm on top.
Ah, okay.
And, pay attention, write it on the calendar that you need to check it. Don't forget it's there, make sure it gets watered. And when they start to sprout, take that cover off and get it in as much light as you can. If you have a grow light, get it up underneath that grow light, and it's usually really close to the soil. It's always one of those things, real close to get that light. And then, just take care of them,
Mm-hmm.
Thin them out so that when they're tiny, that way they're not going to compete for the water and the nutrient that's there. Normally, no fertilization on anything like that until they got the first true leaves, which are when they sprout out, it has the initial seed leaf, and the true leaves will be the next leaves that come out, and that's when you just with a real weak fertilization till we got. Temperatures warm enough to put them out, and that's normally out into the garden about after the 15th of March. You can always push it if you've got some empty milk cartons.
So this whole next 10 days is springtime.
But we don't know what'll happen
after that.
Because February can be pretty nasty. Yeah. Even into the first part of March can sometimes get us pretty rough. But if you've got maybe you've saved some empty water jugs or milk cartons, if you're putting them out in the garden, you can cut the bottom of that gallon jug out. You got your little seedling in the ground, your little small tomato plant, and you can put that over that if it's going to be cold. keep the cap off, or at least off during the day if it's going to be chilly, and that way that'll breathe, but it makes like a little greenhouse. So different ways of keeping your or getting your head start on your garden. And same thing with your flower seeds. If you're looking for some things that you couldn't find in the stores last year, get your seed. I mean, the seed is out there. Look for it. There are probably some varieties that are going to do better for us here. Do a little research in advance and see which ones. Seed isn't cheap. But your time too, you don't want to waste it on something that's going to take, that you'll take all that time and then find out that it's just not going to really do its best here. Find something that will, just like, tulips, if somebody gave them to you as a gift, enjoy them, and then pretty much either send them back to them, to your family up north and let them enjoy them, or, toss them, or, go through the work to try to get them to do it the next year.
Yeah, there's some that come up in my yard. I don't know that they're tulips, but there's a one every here and there. Like whoever must have lived there before must have planted them. Okay. And you go over with the lawnmower, not thinking about it, and if you just don't cut the grass for a while, like in the early spring, they will grow. There's a few out there that are really. Yeah, you may. I
was going to say some of them. Yeah, that if somebody has planted a flower bed and then that flower bed grew over in grass. Yeah. They said over time, next thing
they look like the flower that I don't think they are orchids, but I mean they look like that flower that people wear in a corsage.
Oh.
That thick petal. Thing.
I wonder if it's a gladiola. Does it get real tall?
No.
If you let it. Oh.
Well, I don't think so.
Because you mow them over, so it keeps.
Well, I don't. If I see it there, I don't mow it over.
Right.
But it gets maybe a foot tall. That's about it.
We have to take a picture.
It's real pretty.
I have to take a picture when they start coming up this year.
It looks like the thing. What is it called? That they put on a grave. What is that called? Lily?
Oh, okay.
But it's not a lily. It's really small, but it has that same shape as a lily. Okay. Does that make sense?
Well, and it could be a variety of lily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just depends.
But it's not like the lily you get at Easter where those are huge.
Right. It's a smaller, because there's rain lilies that come up naturally after rains, but usually that's not until summer months that suddenly they'll pop up and people go, oh wow, what's that? It's rain lilies. Yeah.
So do you have any resolutions?
Not really. Just to try to make the year a good year.
Do you have any bucket list things you're gonna do this year?
Hadn't really thought of it. I don't know.
I think I'm going to get back to guitar. I haven't done guitar much.
Oh, no?
I used to do it all the time. Yeah, so maybe I'll get back to the thing we did, the Ocala Covers Christmas.
Right.
A lot of those guys playing guitar made me want to do it again.
Yeah, get back into it.
I used to do it all the time.
Right.
I drifted over to the accordion. And it's hard to do two instruments, though, because one of them suffers.
The other, that if you're doing, it depends on which one you're using. You're doing more, but I'm sure just like riding a bicycle,
but
you don't forget.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
No.
I think I want to go to Vegas.
There's
a Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
They have a Beatles show in Vegas.
Oh wow.
I know. It's like cool. Everybody wants to go for gambling.
Right. You want to go see the
showgirls. Yeah. I want to see the Beatles.
Okay.
Or hear them anyway.
Right. They're using the music tribute.
I don't know why I want to see that, but
just because it's different.
That and Hoover Dam. I know they're near each other.
Okay.
I've never seen that either.
No. There's a lot of places I haven't seen. So
maybe those will be in 2019.
There you go. Something to look forward to. It's always, and that's it. Just keep the gardening going. Keep good health.
My apple tree has a recovery.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
Will you and your family have a happy New Year, Carol Ann?
And to you and everyone out there, a happy New Year, and wish everybody good health and prosperity. And
thank you for coming in today.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, we will be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Whoa.
Partly sunny and quite warm. Highs 80 to 82 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy and muggy as we get into Tuesday night with some areas of fog near the coast late. Lows 59 to 66 degrees. Could be some early morning fog on Wednesday, otherwise warm with clouds and sun. High 78 to 81. Clouds and sun continuing on Thursday, still warm, but highs 80 to 83 degrees. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Courtney Spamer.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump on Twitter wishing everyone, including the haters, a happy new year. A lot of federal workers starting the new year furloughed. With the continuing shutdown, Democrats, meanwhile, say they have plans to reopen the government when they take control of the House Thursday.
Releasing details of a spending package that would not approve any new money for President Trump's border wall. The two bills would fund most agencies impacted by the partial government shutdown through September.
Fox's Jared Halpern, a NASA probe believed to have reached a milestone. The NASA Explorer is believed to have reached the solar system's outermost region early this morning, flying close to a space rock 20 miles long.
It's 1 billion miles beyond Pluto, and it's within a band of frozen material that orbits the sun.
Sky News' Katie Spencer. This is Fox News.
When it comes to your identity and the personal information on your devices, there's no soundtrack to let you know you're in danger. Today's digital world is so connected, it just takes one weak link for criminals to get in. Good thing LifeLock now adds the power of Norton Security. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats like your personal info for sale on the dark web. And Norton Security helps protect up to 5 devices from ransomware and other online threats. Plus, if you have a problem, our agents will work to fix it.